Good evening. Welcome to the forecast discussion for March 14th, 2014. It's currently 6 p.m. Temperatures this afternoon are much warmer than yesterday. We have range from the upper 30s to lower 40s in the New York City metropolitan area, mid to upper 40s along the New Jersey coast, and upper 40s to lower 50s in the Philadelphia metropolitan area. And temperatures are in the upper 30s to lower 40s in the northern interior, especially around northeastern Pennsylvania. Very nice, comfortable evening on the way with high pressure and control. Those winds are starting to back off and veer to the southwest at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, I expect temperatures to fall into the mid to upper 30s for lows. Taking a look at the latest radar, you can see not much really going on here. We do have a cold front that is developing over the Great Lakes and down through the Mississippi River Valley. That cold front will move through by late tomorrow night into Sunday morning with a few isolated showers. Otherwise, it's going to be absolutely beautiful tomorrow with temperatures rebounding into the upper 50s to lower 60s in the Philadelphia metropolitan area, mid 50s to upper 50s in the New York City metropolitan area, and upper 40s to lower 50s over the northern interior. When we take a look at the infrared satellite picture, you can see very clearly we have our cold front moving very nicely and quickly west to east. And that's the whole theme here. Look at what's happening here. Everything is moving west to east at a steady pace. There is no indication whatsoever of any blocking at all in this pattern. So when that's taken into consideration, well, let's take a look at the water vapor satellite picture, which is right here. Now, this is interesting. I am keying on this point right here. You see this aspect right out here in the Pacific? That's a very powerful upper level low. And this upper level low is charging towards the west coast. Why is this important? Because this is a huge warning sign against any type of idea of a storm being able to move up the coast. This is a sign of a progressive pattern. I don't need any model guidance, I just need experience to know what this does. And when you get a strong storm like this move into the Gulf of Alaska, what that does is it speeds up the entire subtropical jet stream and the polar jet stream as well, and it leads to a very progressive sheared weather pattern. And this is the calling card for it. So, when you're forecasting a major winter storm, one of the things you do not want to see is something like this moving due east towards the west coast, because what this will do is knock down the ridge. And what that does is basically minor out your trough in the east and leads to more of a weak progressive storm track. Kind of like the storm track that we're seeing now on almost all the models except for the NAM model guidance and the RPM. Why is that important? Well, the NAM model guidance and the RPM are mesoscale models. They don't handle this type of question very well. The GFS, the European, and the Canadian model guidance were their synoptic model guidance. They pick up these large disturbances and moving storms. So what you want to use is the right tool, and what you want to use is the European, the GFS, or the Canadian model guidance. So let's take a look at those models and see what they're showing. So to start off with, for tonight, again, scattered cloud cover. Our cold front is going to approach by tomorrow evening. So for tomorrow, temperatures will rebound very nicely into the upper 50s to lower 60s in the Philadelphia metropolitan area, mid to upper 50s in the New York City metropolitan area. The cold front moves through with a few isolated showers late Saturday night into Sunday morning. We get a little bit colder, below normal temperatures, upper 20s to lower 30s for lows, upper 30s to lower 40s for highs, mid 40s down along the coast, on Sunday afternoon. So we have our cold air in place. Notice the difference though in the guidance. Yesterday, for this same time period, the disturbances were interacting and allowing this trough to go more into a negative tilt. Here it is right here at 700 millibars. This time, they're not interacting properly. and everything's strung out. And you see this purple here that I warned about yesterday? This is sinking air. These are all indications of a storm where the precipitation shield is going to be suppressed. And the reason why it's being suppressed is because these disturbances are not phasing properly. And so as a result, this trough cannot go into this negative tilt that I was doing yesterday. And in fact, what you have is a strongly positive tilt at all levels of the atmosphere. So the ability to transport moisture further north is severely limited. So as we move forward in time, instead of a heavy snow event, you end up with much of the precipitation suppressed to the south. If you're looking for a ballpark, or should I say an area where there's a really good chance of seeing accumulating snow, West Virginia, Northern Virginia, parts of Western Maryland, especially in the higher elevations. I think those locations are at the perfect time in the overnight hours with the precipitation moving right over those areas and just cold enough to support a snowfall accumulation. For our neck of the woods, this type of event, I'd focus on southern New Jersey. Now, the bulk of this precipitation is going to be moving through in the early morning hours. If you just go based on model guidance, you're looking at maybe a 3 to 6 inch type snowfall. But then you take into account the fact that the pavement's warm, that the air mass is rather marginal. Most likely, most locations are going to be around 3 inches. As you move further north towards Philadelphia, model-wise, you could say 1 to 3. Reality, probably around an inch. And New York City, well, they almost missed out on everything. A couple of flurries, that's about it. In Connecticut, forget about it, nothing. And that's every synoptic model, because synoptic models handle these type of questions. What's going to phase, what won't. Mesoscale models like the NAM, they handle where is the best banding going to be? What's the intensity of the thunderstorms? What's the low-level thermal gradient or low-level temperatures? That's when you use that type of model. Not for this type of question. This is a synoptic question. And you can see it's a progressive pattern because you have all these disturbances knocking down this ridge in the west. So, like I warned yesterday, and I explained why that solution that the Canadian model guidance was showing was likely not going to happen. Now, we're starting to see, as we get better data, a more realistic solution based on the pattern that we currently have in place. So on Monday, look for rain and snow showers. Some accumulating snow to the south, possibly around southern New Jersey. Temperatures on Monday, lower to mid 20s for lows, lower to mid 30s for highs. Definitely cold enough for snow for one day. Now, the storm exits out very quickly. By the time we get to Tuesday, we have scattered cloud cover, temperatures rebounding into the lower 20s for lows and lower to mid 40s for highs, still well below normal. By the time we get to Wednesday, though, we have a nice southwesterly wind, and we have a cold front approaching. Look for temperatures in the lower to mid 30s, highs in the upper 40s to lower 50s. Scattered showers around, but not a washout. Thursday, more scattered showers in the morning, followed by clearing skies. Temperatures in the mid to upper 30s for lows, upper 40s to lower 50s for highs. And then on Friday, high pressure in control, clear skies, comfortable, with temperatures in the lower to mid 30s for lows and upper 40s to lower 50s for highs. Well, that is your forecast discussion for today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn.